Hi, today I'm reading chapter 5, verses 18 to 21 from the Gospel of the Holy 12, and this passage is about the crimes of Herod, and specifically the slaughter of the babies. So let's read about this horrible event, and let's see what this story has to teach us. So here are the verses. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked by the wise men, was exceedingly furious, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, In Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted, because they are not. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of God appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother, and return into the land of Israel, for they are dead, those who sought the young child's life. And he arose and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. And they came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, and he was called the Nazarene. So, in the previous verses, we read about how Herod killed Zacharias in the temple because he lied to him when he asked him where was his son. And Zacharias lied to him in order to save the life of his son, but Herod didn't have any understanding for him. He didn't have any compassion. He didn't think that it was natural for a father to lie in order to protect his son. And he killed him. And we read that the people did not wash his blood, but they left it in the temple as a reminder of Herod's cruelty and his unjust crimes, until the Avenger would come, until God himself would take revenge on him, until divine punishment would find him. And after Zechariah's death, Simeon, the prophet who had prophesied about Jesus when he was circumcised, replaced him as a priest in the temple. So after this terrible crime, the murder of Zacharias, Herod did not repent. He did not feel guilty. He did not have any feelings of remorse. He did not feel confused. He did not feel sad. He did not feel shaken or scared, or he didn't feel anything at all. Just the opposite. He became even more angry because he realized that the Magi had deceived him. They had returned to their country without telling him where Christ was. And he was so angry that he committed another crime that was even worse than the previous one. He decided to kill all the children of Bethlehem, and not only the children of Bethlehem, but also the children who lived in the towns nearby. It says that in all the coasts thereof, all the children who were 2 years old and under, because the Magi had told him that Christ was about 2 years old. So he decided to kill all babies, even the ones that were younger than him, and the ones who were older, just to be sure that he would not miss him, because he hated him so much, and he did not hesitate to kill so many innocent people in order to be sure to annihilate him. So it's really terrible that he had this passion to kill him, even though he did not even know him. He did not even know that if this baby would really become a king. It was all an assumption. He didn't really believe in God. He heard about this prophecy that the Messiah would have authority. And actually Christ would have spiritual authority. He would not be interested in politics. So his fears were wrong. And for an assumption that was wrong, he killed so many innocent people. But it seems that Herod was very insecure, and he couldn't tolerate competition. And competition is actually natural. It exists in all aspects of life. For example, if we want to get a good job, we have to compete with other people who may also have the qualifications for the job, or who may be better than us, who may also be talented or skillful, or may have more experience than us. It is natural. There are always people who are better than us. We are not the best in the world. Nobody is the best in the world. But Herod felt threatened by the idea that there was somebody else who might have the qualifications to become a king and steal his throne, as he thought. And he was even unfair to himself, because he didn't believe in himself. He didn't believe in his qualifications, in his good qualities, because since he was a politician and he was a king, and nobody rebelled against him, nobody complained about him, he probably had the qualifications to be a king. He probably was good as a king, because people were satisfied with him. He was probably a good diplomat. He was eloquent. He was good at resolving the problems of the country, and that's why he was king, and he had this high position. So he already had, let's say, the approval of the people. He had great honor. He had the admiration of the people. He had everything he wanted. But he felt threatened. He was afraid that he would lose everything, that Christ would become a king in his place, and that he would kick him out of the throne. This is what he imagined. He was very insecure, very, let's say, very easily scared, very negative. He thought in a negative way. And negative feelings, they can harm us a lot. They can really destroy our lives and the lives of other people. All negative feelings are harmful, and it's really terrible when we don't love ourselves, we don't believe in ourselves, in our good qualities, in our abilities, because every person has a personal worth. They're good at something, and they should not be afraid of competition and of the people who are better than them. Herod probably had a complex of inferiority. Although he appeared to be very proud and arrogant, he actually didn't believe in himself, because if he really believed in himself and in his abilities, he wouldn't be scared of Christ. He would think, okay, this is a baby who may have, let's say, the abilities to be a leader, but I also have the same abilities. I'm already a king. I have more experience than him. I already have the position, the people loves me, the people love me, and I'm secure. If he believed in himself, he wouldn't hate other people who might be better than him. And after all, Christ was not a real threat for him, because Christ would be a spiritual leader. He would not be a politician. And another thing is that Christ was a baby and Herod was already an adult. So until Christ would become an adult and would become a king, if he ever became a king, Herod might not even be alive. So he worried in vain. He had no reason to be scared of him and to hate him, but he was overcome by negative thoughts and feelings, and there were these thoughts that drove him mad, and let's say they prompted him to do all these terrible actions. And he killed all the babies without compassion. He was really heartless. He didn't feel sorry for all the mothers who cried for their babies. He didn't feel sorry for the babies who had done nothing wrong, who were innocent and defenseless, and it was really a terrible thing. It must have been really... I have no words to describe Herod. I really cannot understand how it is possible that some people, they can do such horrible things and they don't even hesitate, or they don't even feel guilty afterwards, because Herod never repented for his actions. And there are criminals who do all sorts of things. They abuse children, or they kill innocent people just because they have a disagreement, or because they offended their pride or something like that. And we hear in the news bulletin about terrible things that happen in the world, like for example men who kill their families because they argued with their wives, or brothers who kill one another because one received, let's say, one of them inherited more money from their father than the other, or things like that. And sometimes people are very hard to each other, and they kill each other for no reason, really, because they are overcome by bad feelings, by jealousy, or by fear, or despair, or all sorts of negative thoughts. And this is actually the message for today, that we should get rid of all negative thoughts and feelings, and in order to love other people, we should also love ourselves and try to believe in ourselves, in our good qualities, in our abilities. And if we recognize ourselves and our good points, then we can also respect other people, and we will not be afraid of them. We'll not see them as threats. We'll see them more like brothers who are in the same situation as us, who also try to improve their lives like us. And then it says that when Herod was dead, 7 years after all these terrible things happened, an angel of God appeared to Joseph in Egypt and asked him to return to Israel, and he told him that those who sought the young child's life were dead. And not only Herod, but also his officers died, because divine justice found them. God himself punished them, and they had a short life. They probably got illnesses, or they had accidents, or somebody killed them too. We don't know what happened to them. But all these people who tried to destroy Christ, they were destroyed themselves. And this is divine justice that finds the evil people who do not repent.